major political developments took place yesterday, and they're likely to change the politics of the larger Mount Kenya region. Number one, a resident of Kiambu County filed a petition in court to declare Moses Kuria unfit to hold public office. That petition is significant politically speaking, because if Moses Kuria is not careful, the system might take advantage of that petition, if they're not part of it already, to declare or to force a by-election in Gatundu South. So Moses Kuria must be very careful. Number two, very serious political leaders from the larger Mount Kenya region held a meeting at Panafric Hotel. That meeting is also significant politically speaking, because the moment the news about that meeting emerged, none other than the majority leader at the Senate, Irungu Kenyatta, complained. And let me read for you what Irungu Kenyatta posted, which he later on deleted on his own Facebook page. This is what he said. Let me read it in verbatim. No meeting in any hotel or stadium can plot successfully to replace our king in Mount Kenya. So that's Irungu Kenyatta. But he later deleted that post, which was made both on his official Facebook page and Twitter page. So it means the meeting at Panafric Hotel is significant politically speaking. So today I want us to go right inside Panafric Hotel and dissect the political objective of that meeting. But before we do that, if you are watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, you get notified. And also don't forget to check other news on vuguvugu.com. Now back to the main issue. 8 leaders from the larger Mount Kenya region, very serious leaders, held a meeting at Panafric Hotel. And for us to understand the importance of that meeting, let us go and look at the profiles of the 8 members who attended that meeting. At number 1, there was Kiraitu Murungi. Kiraitu Murungi is the governor for Meru. This is one man who was the previous senator for Meru and also served as a serious cabinet, as a serious minister during Mwai Kibaki's rule. And Kiraitu Murungi is known to be very close ally of President Uhuru Kenyatta. So Kiraitu Murungi was present. The other guy who was present at this meeting is Nderitu Muridhi, the Laikipia governor. Nderitu is not your ordinary governor. This is a niece to the former president Mwai Kibaki. Actually, he's the son to the elder brother, Philip Kibaki. So his presence at this meeting was also significant politically speaking. Remember, he was elected on an independent ticket in Laikipia. Number 3, the third person who was present at this meeting is Lee Kinyanjui, the Nakuru governor. You understand the importance of Nakuru County in the larger Mount Kenya politics. It's one of the most populous counties when it comes to voting in this country. So it's very important, politically speaking, for the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. And it resides inside Rift Valley. So he was present. Then there was Mutomi Njoki, the Tharaka Nithi governor. I really don't know much about this guy, but what I know is that he's a former teacher. He worked with most of these, he worked with the telecommunications companies like Safaricom and Airtel before becoming a member of parliament and now a governor. But politically, when you talk of Tharaka-Nithi, you know what I mean. Then there was, at number 5, there was Charles Kibiru. Charles Kibiru is the senator for Kirinyaga. So that should ring a bell. When I talk of Kirinyaga, Anne Waiguru should actually appear in the picture. Charles Kibiru also won on an independent ticket. And he's not just an ordinary man. This guy is the owner of the multi-million golf course called the Thika Green Golf Club, Golf Resort. And those who know Thika, there's also the Thika Green Estate. For those who follow politics in this country, the government of Mwai Kibaki was formed and composed mostly by the golfing buddies. So I suspect Charles Kibiru is not new to politics. I suspect he's been a key player within the larger Mount Kenya politics, especially amongst the golfing politicians, which formed the core of Mwai Kibaki rule. And then we also had Peter Kenneth. When you talk of Peter Kenneth, who is Peter Kenneth? The former Gatanga member of parliament, the Nairobi gubernatorial candidate who failed, who was defeated by Mike Sonko. Mike Sonko is now out, so probably is planning to make a comeback. He was once a presidential candidate. And when we talk of Peter Kenneth in central Kenya politics, we are talking of a potential successor to President Uhuru Kenyatta. So Peter Kenneth was present at this meeting. And then there was Amos Kimunya. Who is Amos Kimunya? Amos Kimunya, Kimunya must go. Who is Amos Kimunya? A former cabinet secretary, a former minister for finance and trade, and a very influential member of Mzee Kibaki kitchen cabinet. He was recently appointed as the majority leader. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, there was no way President Uhuru Kenyatta was going to sacrifice Aden Duale and bring on board Amos Kimunya if there was no political objective in doing that. Because number one, Amos Kimunya is a Kikuyu. And I remember opining that the main motive was to elevate at least a Kikuyu when it comes to parliament. So Kimunya, today, if you go to any function, Kimunya is going to be the senior most Kikuyu leader anywhere. And lastly, there was Justin Muturi, the Speaker of the National Assembly. Again, a very close ally of President Uhuru Kenyatta. So what was the objective of this 4-hour meeting at Panafric Hotel? I'm sure if these guys just went to eat, the meeting would have just ended within 1 hour or 2 hours. These guys met for 4 good hours. And then when they were asked why they were meeting, their answer was very simple, that they went to congratulate Amos Kimunya. Is Amos Kimunya the first Kikuyu leader to be elected to senior government position? Irungu Kenyatta was appointed as the majority leader at the Senate, a much more senior positions constitutionally speaking to Kimunya. They never went to celebrate his appointment. So it means these guys went there to discuss politics. And from my perspective, from what I've observed, we are now having 3 camps in the larger Mount Kenya region. There's the first camp of William Samoei Ruto, or the Tanga, led by Moses Kuria, Ndindi Nyoro, Alice Wahome, and the rest. So that's the list which was controlling politics in central Kenya for a very long time. But they have been kicked out. Now there's the second camp of Team Kieleweke. Team Kieleweke is the camp which was supported by the system to deal with the Kieleweke. So probably, to deal with the Tanga. So probably Team Kilaweke have now completed their assignment. And now they are being replaced by a third team. And now this is the team which is emerging. So whether this team has the support of the system or not is still something I don't know. But I've looked at this team and I've looked at the Kilaweke team. Something tells me that this team is emerging. Let us look at the key players in Kilaweke. There is Peter Munya, who was not very active also. And then there is Anne Waiguru. Anne Waiguru is currently down. Then there is Maina Commander, who has been very crucial in Team Kilaweke. So where is Maina Commander today? Maybe he's relaxing or Then there is Wambugu Ngujiri, the guy who started that Kilaweke movement. But what is his influence in Mount Kenya politics? Then there was Kanini Kega, the guy who Uhuru Kenyatta was using to send donations to funerals, things like those. And then there was now the guy who now came late, Irungu Kangata. So if you compare this team to the team which met at the Panafric, then you can feel the difference. You can realize that the team at Panafric is much more serious. But I don't know whether, politically speaking, they can outdo these other two teams, the Team Tanga and Team Kilaweke in Central Kenya or the larger Mount Kenya region. But as we speak, now we are going to have three teams emerging in Western and in Mount Kenya politics. Now back to the main agenda inside the Panafric hotel meeting. What was the objective of that meeting? Because that's what we should be asking ourselves. In my view, the objectives were either 4 or 5. And I want to be very brief. Number 1, I think there was this succession politics. The Mount Kenya succession politics. This team, if you ask me, were very influential during Kibaki era. But when Uhuru and Ruto came to power, they were not very influential. In fact, people like Kimunya just made a comeback in the second term. Kireti Murungi just made a comeback because Ruto didn't want Peter Munya to win. People like Lee Kinyanjui just managed to win because Ruto did not want the former Nakuru governor, Kinodhia Mbogwa. People like Charles Kibiru actually just won on their own, independent. Ndiritu Muridhi won as independents on their own. So most of these people just made a comeback. So in my view, this team is now trying to regroup to determine the future of Mount Kenya politics. So it's all about Mount Kenya succession politics. So that's number 1. Number 2, something also tells me that Team Kilaweke has completed their job. So the president probably was not pleased by their performance. How they organized the BBI rallies in Mount Kenya region, how they've been unable to penetrate the ground. So the president then decided to craft a new team. And this is the team which is now coming up. And the role of this team is now to sell BBI with President Kenyatta's blessing. So this is the team, in my view, which is likely to take a leading role during the BBI campaigns when they'll kick off. Because I'm sure immediately after the pandemic, the Building Bridges initiative is going to be our first agenda in this country. So that's something which I'm also reading. Probably that's why the meeting took long. Number 3, it also points out to cracks within President Uhuru Kenyatta's circles. And there have been talks that amongst President Uhuru Kenyatta's, within President Uhuru Kenyatta's circles, there are camps. There's a camp, there are actually 3 camps. There's a camp which believe that Ruto should actually be supported, although there are very few and they've been subdued. Then there's the second camp which believes that they can actually support Raila Odinga for the presidency and Uhuru Kenyatta for the prime minister. Then, because Raila Odinga is old, probably it will be easier for them to take power back again. And then there is the third camp which believes that either Gideon Moi or Musalia Mudavadi are the best bet. So when you look at the team which is emerging, this team, you can't say they're pro-Raila Odinga much. You can't say that. Kileweke probably. So this team is either Gideon Moi or Musalia Mudavadi, the emerging team. Apart from Kiraitu Murungi, who has worked with Raila Odinga, the rest, I'm not sure whether they can support Raila Odinga as their first choice. So there's cracks within the president's circle. Number 4, which I also strongly believe is significant, is that this team is actually emerging to take care of Mount Kenya business interest during the remaining period of President Uhuru Kenyatta's rule. Something tells me that. Because if you studied Mwai Kibaki politics and his rule, the 10-year Mwai Kibaki was the president of the Republic of Kenya, and you study the economy of Mount Kenya region, most businesses thrived during the Kibaki era. You can't point out a business which successfully or which succeeded during Uhuru Kenyatta's reign. You can't point out. During Mwai Kibaki, that's the time Equity Bank emerged. And not only Equity Bank, even the Family Finance Bank. Why? Because Kibaki made a conducive environment for them to thrive. When there was the youth fund, when there was the women fund, and all those many funds, they were all channeled through either equity or family banks. So that's, you can point out that. For those who also follow the political economy very closely, you'll realize that even during Kibaki's era, there was the emergence of the Trans-Century Group. This is the group which controlled major government tenders, winning major government tenders on behalf of Mount Kenya-based companies. But since Uhuru Kenyatta took over, Trans-Century, in my view, their business have actually gone down. So this team played a key role in during Kibaki's era. And that's why you see people like Kiberu, people like Muthoni Njoku, because I think probably there was a role he was playing at some point. So I think this team wants to take care of Mount Kenya business interest. So in the remaining 2 or 3 years, 2 years, this team is likely to appeal to President Uhuru Kenyatta to allow Mount Kenya businesses to thrive once again. Because in the last 6 years, apart from William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta families benefiting directly, you can't talk of companies benefiting directly. So that's something I think these guys discussed. And lastly, I think it's about 2022 and how these guys are going to use parliament to advance their interest. When I talk of 2022 politics, who are they going to identify as the next president of the Republic of Kenya? So this team has the ability to even talk to senior businessmen, the billionaires from Mount Kenya region. With their guidance, they'll actually come up with a proper team. And how are they going to use their influence in parliament? Because you see the presence of, when you see the presence of the speaker, then you also see the presence of majority leader in a meeting. Then it means there's something which they were actually discussing. So it's about 2022. And it's about how they're going to use parliament to advance the community's political interest or even their own personal interest. I don't know what you think. But in my view, these 2 events which happened yesterday, Moses Kuria, because assuming the system was not behind that petition, they'll take advantage of that petition and they'll push Moses Kuria. They'll make Moses Kuria very busy. And assuming they'll succeed in kicking out Moses Kuria out of parliament, it's going to be a serious warning to all Team Tanga Tanga from the Mount Kenya region. And most of them are actually going to shy away because politics is all about interest. And this other team, just the way I've explained, the objective is very clear. This is a team which you cannot wish away. Thank you guys. And if you are watching this video again for the first time, I want to just take a second or two, click subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And again, to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. You all know that I value that support. The mere fact that you take your time, watch these videos, I really appreciate. The mere fact that you always reach me out, give me opinions, where to improve, things like those. It really melts my heart. There's just no way I can always thank you. And again, the mere fact that you've always heeded to my advice to help me create interactions. For those who are new, the only request I always make on this platform is to help me create interactions. And how do we do that? We create interactions just by doing very simple thing, dropping your comments. Do you think this team is going to change the politics in Mount Kenya region? So just drop your thoughts on that. The other way is just to give the video thumbs up if you like it, or thumbs down if you don't like it. If you like the video, thumbs up. If the thumbs up are high, I know basically that we are doing good thing. So of course, we'll continue creating more of those content. And if the thumbs up are many down there, thumbs down are many, then I know there's something wrong, which we did not get right. So next time we improve on them. And lastly, you can also reach me out on my WhatsApp, which is 0777 741323. So just reach me on my WhatsApp anytime on any other issue, anything you want me to discuss, any question, you can always reach me out on that. Thank you guys. And again, there are people who normally support the channel. I also appreciate you. Those who support it through M-Pesa, through Wave, I received some surprise gift also. I want to thank you guys, but always ask me on how to do it. Thank you guys, and please enjoy your day.